What your wedding photographer desperately wants you to know from a wedding planner who spends too much time on the internet. Hi, if you're new here, my name is Jamie Wolfer. I've been planning weddings for 10 years now. We finally hit the anniversary. December of 2015 is when I started. We are 10 years into this bad boy. And in today's video, we're going to be discussing some very important things that you need to know before booking your wedding photographer to make sure that you get the best shots on one of the best days of your life. So without further ado, let's just jump right on into it. As always, if you need help planning your wedding, please come join me in the master plan. I'm there every single month with live calls. I walk you through everything that you need to plan your wedding. This viral content is super fun, and I hope you get something educational out of it. But every once in a while, people just need a little bit of structure, and I got that over there for you. Also, low-key highly reconsidering opening my books to take on some more individual in-person weddings, so call me.
This might piss off a lot of wedding photographers, but I genuinely think the only thing that really makes any one of us unique from one to the next is our personality at this point. Obviously, that's not entirely true. Like, there are people that edit moody, there are people that edit bright, there are people that edit warm, there are people that edit coolly. But amongst all those editing styles, amongst all the different shooting styles of documentary versus editorial versus fashion forward, there are hundreds, if not thousands, of each of us in every single one of those groups. Something that used to be like a defining factor of my business. I mean, it still is a defining factor of my business, but it used to be the thing that set me apart from basically everyone else in New York was film photography. 5 years ago, I was one of the only wedding photographers that was offering film photography in my packages. Now, most, I would say, especially in New York City, are offering film. Some are doing it better than others, but there are a ton of wedding photographers that are offering incredible film photography services. And so it just simply does not set me apart in the way that it used to. But the one thing that will always be unique to every single person, in my opinion, is their personality.
We're going to stop it just real quick, just for a second. You guys have been saying this for years. I have been saying this for years. There are 3 vendors, if you're choosing to hire all 3, that will be lovingly, very, very intimately and close to your face on your wedding day. And that is your wedding planner or coordinator, your photographer, and your videographer. So much of your wedding day experience is dictated by those 3 persons or those 3 companies, because they're going to be the ones coming up to talk to you. They're going to be the ones getting you to pose, going over to like get a couple shots of you under the trees. Or there's so many instances throughout your day that you spend with these vendors that I truly and firmly believe picking a vendor whose energy you vibe with and whose personality you enjoy and whose voice you like the sound of is equally, if not more important than making sure you save $500 or not. So if you're in a place where you're trying to decide between 2 vendors, try to decide on the vendor that makes you feel seen, heard, understood, that you vibe with, and you get really excited picturing your wedding day with them. Okay. I just love finding videos that justify what I've been preaching for a decade.
Are a couple and you are currently trying to decide who you are going to pick for your wedding photography services. And if you are, going back and forth between 2 different wedding photographers that you really, really love, maybe this is a bad piece of advice, but I honestly would maybe ask them out to coffee or to drinks or whatever you're most comfortable with. Obviously, this is not something to do with every single wedding photographer that you inquire with, because that would be disrespectful of your time. Like, there's no way you have time for that, but also be disrespectful of their time, right? If you're not very, very certain that you would want to hire them, then you shouldn't ask for their time in person. But if you are really weighing the pros and cons and you're trying to decide between 2 different photographers whose work is honestly somewhat similar, maybe it's 2 photographers that both edit very true to life, 2 photographers that have a documentary style, and 2 photographers, they both offer film and they both offer Super 8, like all these things that you're looking for. At that point, the only thing that's going to differentiate them is their personality, and that is super important.
Yes. Okay, I do agree with what she's saying here. Don't just simply assume that you could take every single photographer out for a cup of coffee. Also, if you're the one inviting, etiquette says that you're the one paying for it, so just keep that in mind. Like, you're not going to want to go out and spend a bunch of money taking all these photographers to coffee as you're trying to decide between them. And this is not just limited to photography. I do also feel like I said a minute ago, videography and coordinator/planner are also really important to kind of work through this emotional method. This is something I used to do with clients in the very beginning when I first got got started and I was much more localized in Southern California. And I would go like schedule a meet and greet with a couple in person. Like this was pre-Zoom. Like, oh my gosh, I'm so dating myself. This was before like Google Meets was something that people used all the time. And I would go get coffee with them in person. And it just ended up being such a beautiful way to get to know the couple, get to know their vibe and what they're looking for. I know quite a few vendors in like many different fields of the wedding industry that really try to make it a point to at least have some sort of video communication with their potential clients before booking because they want them to have that relational experience. I do firmly believe that people do business with people. And if you can build up a good relationship with your wedding vendors, then you're going to have a much more fantastic experience because of it.
Tons of documentary wedding photos that you love on someone's portfolio, on their Instagram, on their website, et cetera, where a bride or a groom or a person getting married is just so joyful, or maybe a sibling or a parent is being documented expressing a lot of emotion, whether that's happiness or tears of joy or whatever that might be. You might love those photos. But if that photographer doesn't necessarily really vibe with you, or you don't think would vibe with your family well, or just doesn't really match your energy, then you're not going to be able to get those types of photos that you love from their portfolio on your wedding day, because that photographer clearly really connected with the couple that you're seeing on Instagram, but that doesn't mean that they'll connect with you, right?
I will never forget, there was this one photographer who had a K at the end of his Instagram number. Pretty early on, when getting a K on Instagram was really difficult or you couldn't pay for it. And this couple that was working with him was really excited about it. And he showed up on the wedding day and he was a total and complete butthead. I was like, oh, I don't like you. I don't enjoy this vibe. You seem like you're too big for your britches. I'm trying to engage with you. I'm trying to make sure you get what you need out of this environment. And listen, I'm not everybody's cup of tea. I totally get that. That was not the point of my statement here. It was that the couple felt it too. That they were so excited for this experience and they looked at all of his photos and they were like, man, we can't wait for that to be our experience. And it wasn't. Because he just didn't click with them. And if you are already self-conscious or shy, or maybe you're just deeply uncomfortable in front of a camera, or whether it's because of body image stuff that you're working through, or you just don't know what to do with your hands, imagine adding on top of that a photographer that doesn't bring out the best in you, a photographer that doesn't make you feel comfortable, excited, joyful, a photographer that doesn't know when to step back and just let you shine and have your moment, a photographer that doesn't know how to treat a large group of people, of your family members, of your friends, and if they're barking orders and yelling at them, like, is anyone having a good experience? Personality matters so very much in this moment. So those super cute photos that you see, the candids, the enjoyable moments, the family laughing together, a photographer very likely either pulled that reaction out of the group or stood back and quieted themselves so that reaction could come out of the group organically.
I don't think I'm the best wedding photographer out there. I think that if I did, then what am I still like working for, and why do I follow other people to be inspired by them? Like, I think there are so many people that do things better than I do. I love my work and I think I am a really wonderful wedding photographer. Again, why would you hire me if I don't think I am, and why would I still be in this business? But what I love most about my job is getting to connect with people that I genuinely feel like I could be friends with outside of this. And there are so many couples that I've gotten to go to dinner with after my services are done with them and we're no longer in that client photographer relationship, and some people that I've gone on to become true, like real friends with.
Okay, so the rest of it, she kind of goes into talking about like how her messaging, her marketing, and showing up online has done a great job showing who she is to help draw in the right kind of crowd. And in turn, she creates like the perfect clients for herself because she's able to put out there what she would like to receive. And that's probably a case study for vendors specifically, which this is something I've preached about for a long time, is if you can tangibly see and understand their personality online, you already have a really good idea of what potentially working with them is going to look like. So that's why I do encourage vendors as much as possible to get online, get on socials, etc. But that is something that we cover in the Union Mastermind, where I teach planners and others how to get their businesses started and to be successful with it. Anyways, so that part doesn't probably affect as many of you. But that is how deeply and how ardently I feel about this vendor-client relationship and how the emotions and the personalities need to match up. And I've touched on this over the years. I had a vendor I did not go along with on my wedding day. That vendor probably doesn't know that I did not enjoy some of the reactions from this person. And it affected me, and it affected how I felt about my wedding, and it affected how I felt looking back at the photos and the videos of it, because I wasn't loving parts of my wedding day, portions of my wedding day. And this vendor had a decent amount to do with that. And I didn't pay attention to red flags earlier on. Okay, but enough about me and my experience and my love of finding the right personality of people to vibe with. Let's get on to the next video.
I want this photo. I want this photo. I saw this photo. I want to do this. I want to do this. I want to do this. By the time you've reached the end of that shot list, you have not enjoyed a single second of your day.
Yeah, 100%.
Like, yeah, you got all those photos, but did you actually stop and breathe for a second and have a moment to just be present with your partner?
It's very important. I try to tell my couples that like all the time, like your day is about the two of you. It's not a photo shoot. We have said that multiple times on this show, but like a wedding day is not a photo shoot. So enjoy your day. Enjoy each other, but enjoy your day.
Okay, I'm going to take it a step further. Watch the length of your shot list. If you're going through all this effort of finding a vendor based on vibes as well as like skills, you're already putting in a ton of effort. We don't want you to or need you to micromanage what they do from here on out. I want you to do all the heavy lifting in the beginning. I want you to work really hard to find the right vendor for you. I want you to spend the time referencing different costs, different contracts. I want you taking a vendor out to coffee. Specifically, again, we're mostly talking about photography here. I want you poring over their galleries. I want you studying them for a generous portion of time. Now remember, generous portion of time can mean whatever you want it to be, okay? Like this is not actual homework. But I want you feeling so good about booking this photographer that when you go to sign that dotted line, you know and feel like you can trust whatever they're going to do for your wedding day. This does not mean that you cannot present a shot list. This does not mean that you can't tell them like, hey, I really want to get pictures here, or hey, this is really important to me. I just want to make sure that you don't feel the need to do their job. Whether because you feel the need to really write all the details down and maybe come across a little micromanagey, or because you're not confident they're going to be able to pull it off. Either one of those, don't love that for you. So let's do all of the homework ahead of time. Let's find the right person with the right vibe that has the gallery that just works. And honestly, as a brief aside, finding vendors is not always a fairy tale. Sometimes you're just finding someone that works well enough. But I always want you to make sure that you're booking someone whose services you are confident in. And if you're not confident in them, or if you're not confident in what they can serve you for the cost that they're charging, don't book them. Because if you're spending the right amount of time searching for the right people, at the right costs, with the right services, then hopefully you should have a feeling of it being the right fit and you're not running your day like a photo shoot production, and instead simply enjoying it.
In the kindest way possible, if you want candid photos at your wedding, you have to look like you want to be there and you have to look happy to be with your partner. Because if you're at your wedding and you're not excitedly holding hands, looking at your partner and having a fun time dancing with them on the dance floor, talking to family with them, you're going to have solo candids, but not a lot of candids of you with them. And if you aren't just simply excited to be there and happy and smiling, again, candid photos aren't really going to come from that. So my biggest advice to couples who want candid photos is to take in the moments. I have a lot of people now requesting very candid photos when it comes to family, but the second family gets there, they're telling them to look and smile at the camera.
Candid means candid, and it's really hard to make staged candid. Okay, wait, I just totally interrupted her thought. I just, like, how can you, it's like that one video, wait, this one.
Okay, candid laughing photo. Everyone laugh at the bride. Look at the bride and laugh. She's so funny. Yeah, laugh. Okay, Marge, I need you to laugh bigger. No, but at the bride.
Oh, at Brittany, sorry. Brittany. Brittany.
Like, don't make fun of her. No, just cut. Great, now whole wedding party walk to me.
Like we're all walking together at the same time?
Yes, just walk. Yeah, go ahead. Just come towards me. Okay, this one's bride and bridesmaids. You all get to do a super sexy walk towards me, and I'm gonna take photos. Ready? Just walk towards me like you're like on the runway. Just don't keep feeling your sexiness. Marge, don't overthink it. Yeah, look at your friend. Look at Brittany. She's so beautiful. Yeah.
I'm getting too close to you.
That's fine. Don't
Sarah.
Felt like as a bridesmaid or like watching Bridesmaids, they're walking towards the photographer and they're like, I'm getting really close to you, and you know their faces are just like and these photos, it's not good. The photographer's like, just keep coming, it's fine, just keep coming. I love this video so much.
Okay, we're gonna do poses on 3. 1, 2, 3, pose. Little faster next time. 1, 2, 3, pose. Little more assertive. 1, 2, 3, pose. No need to maybe try something a little smaller. Pose. Yeah, live in your body. Marge, try to live in your body. Yeah. Remember, guys, don't overthink it.
What are you doing in my room?
Sorry, what'd you say?
Sorry, just pretending I'm a character helps.
Okay,
This is so good. It's so good. And it's so good to contrast this with like the candid photos, but I couldn't let this moment pass without bringing this one up. This one kills me every time. It's so hard. I will never forget the first time a girlfriend of mine was like, fake laugh. And I was like, what are you talking about? And of course, this is like a decade plus ago. She's like, laugh at what I'm saying. Pretend to laugh really loud. And I was like, like, it was so stupid. It was so stupid. And she's like, we'll get really good photos out of it. And I was like, my chins are disagreeing with you. Okay, we can't lose the plot here. If you want candid photos, you have to create space for candid moments. If you want candid moments, you have to trust your photographer, and you have to feel comfortable in front of their camera, and you have to make sure that you're not micromanaging what they're doing. Okay, let's get back to the educational portion of this. So sorry. Okay.
Family photos can't be candid if you're guiding everyone to uncandid photos. Being uncomfortable with the camera there, staring at the camera, also not going to get you the candid photos. So taking the time to hug your relatives when they come up for family photos, taking the time to talk to them, smile at them, and greet them, that's what's going to get the casual in-between moments, not telling them to smile at the camera because those are the pose photos you were trying to avoid. Same thing goes with getting a lot of talking to people and enjoying that time. If you're not at your cocktail hour, it's not really a great time for that.
Yep.
I mean, after dinner, if you want to go talk to them, but people don't leave enough room for the perfect in-between moments.
What I love about this photographer and her device is she gives like actual tangible feedback. If you want to do this, if you want to get those candid photos, and sometimes people don't care. They're like, listen, I'm just doing family photos because my mom wants me to, okay? I don't see the point of it. It drives me nuts. I hope you can't hear my Great Pyrenees barking at something. I'm never going to use these photos, but your parents will. And your grandparents, and they're going to use it to post on your birthday every single year, or you could post it on their birthday because it's the fanciest photo you guys have together. So if this doesn't relate to you, then don't worry about it. But if you are trying to be intentional, if you want to look like Lady Di floating through a crowd of aristocrats, shaking hands and kissing babies and smiling gently, then you have to actually do that. And I would take it a step further to say you have to actually find a photographer that's capable of making you feel comfortable enough and your family and friends feel comfortable enough to pull those shots off as well.
So this is my advice to you is stay with your husband, wife as you walk around and hold their hand and look at them and smile at them and take in the day. And when you're talking to people, enjoy the time with them and make sure that you're really greeting them and being excited to see them. And if you have people at your wedding who you're not excited to see, that's someone you should have taken off the guest list.
Okay, I do love this. I do think that this is something that's really important for photographers to hear. So I'm hoping that enough of this caption like caught someone's eye or caught photographer's eye to have them watch, because I'd love to hear more feedback from them specifically in the comments down below. I would absolutely be tickled pink if a photographer like gave these verbal directives on the spot. On the day of. Hey, do me a favor. Can you guys hold hands when you walk around? Yeah, don't forget to like look at each other. Take your time to hug people. Don't give the directives when the conversations are happening, but ahead of time, give them this reminder, because we all know as vendors that couples get very in their heads and they get very anxious. There's not a video I watched recently where this bride was like, I was like literally vibrating. I was shaking and I was so anxious, but I couldn't figure out why. It was just general vibes and nerves and energy on my wedding day that I couldn't explain. And that's so appropriate. We know that our clients can forget things and get a little carried away or get a little stressed out. And so photographers, if you do see this and you want to preserve and create wonderful candid moments for your clients, please be sure to encourage them before and maybe slightly during these moments to take advantage of this. This is yet another reason to have a very, very well-written timeline. So if you're looking for one, please go to perfectweddingtimeline.com, okay? Because the only way a photographer is going to have the opportunity to take a bunch of really good photos is if the timeline creates the opportunity for you to feel relaxed, like you're flowing from place to place, like you have time to have conversation with people. And if you're going like this the whole time because your timeline was written on a napkin 2 days before, you're probably not going to be creating pockets for those candid moments you want, you know? And you might have to laugh bigger. I can't. And then we can avoid moments like this.
This is my impression of every single dad in family photos at a wedding.
It's still so funny. It's still so funny. It's like they forget how to smile. Not Doug. Never Doug. Doug is salt of the earth. Doug knows how to smile for a photo. But oh my gosh. You get them back and there's usually a dad or maybe an uncle that's just like, I don't understand. I don't get it. Okay. I don't have answers for you, but I do know that if you want photos that don't look like that, create space, maybe hug them instead. You'll get a genuine smile instead of a posed one. Oh man. What are you doing in my room? Oh, everyone pose in 3. So that's what we have for today's video, guys. Thank you so much for watching. If you're a photographer, get on down there, chime in, join the conversation. We'd love to hear from you. What are some other things that you really, really, really want your clients to know? This is your place. Let her rip in the comments. If you've already booked your photographer, what's something that you absolutely love about working with them? If your wedding is done and over with, what did you love? What did you not love about your photographer? Let's do what you guys always do and make the comment section a very loving, very educational space for other people to be, because I love that. I love that you guys do this. It makes me so happy. I am so blessed to have this cutie little corner of the internet that supports each other so well. Love that for you. Love that for me. Again, if you need hands-on help with planning your wedding, please come join me in the master plan. Literally what I do. I plan weddings for a living, not just make fun viral content, okay? So as always, I'll leave that linked in the description box down below. And while you're down there, hit the like button if you like the video and subscribe to this channel for more tips and tricks for the modern day bride. And until next week, bye guys.